Good morning, guys. I am CS.Nair. Let me welcome you all to my English literature channel for CBSE Class 12. Today, I plan to explain the poem Keeping Quiet by Pablo Neruda. Before I go into the poem, let me give you a little bit of information about the poet. Pablo Neruda was born in Chile, South America, in 1904. His poet mastery was such that his political affiliations with the Communist Party did not come up for scrutiny while nominating him for the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1971. Apart from being a poet, he was also a diplomat. He died in 1973 in Chile. Neruda's Keeping Quiet is a peace poem of about 35 lines. The poet suggests simple ways to realize universal peace. The poem is written in an ordinary, everyday language. It appeals to the reader's heart. Keeping quiet makes you think and ponder, as these are the only two actions needed to attain peace and tranquility in our lives. The poem is written in a free verse and without a rhyming scheme. By cajoling, coaxing, persuading, and suggesting, the poet convinces the reader of the merits of keeping quiet for a minute. This poem comes with some strong poetical devices in it. For example, metaphor. In the shade is an example for metaphor. The earth is personified as a teacher. Old sea is a very good imagery. Clean clothes are symbols. Then we have repetition without rush, without engines, like that. And we have alliteration also. The W sound, W, we will, O sound, one sound, H sound, his, hurt, hands, S sound, sudden strangeness. That much for the poetical devices. And now let us go through the poem. First, I shall read it aloud once. Now we will count to 12 and we will all keep still. For once in the face of the earth, let us not speak in any language. Let us stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. It would be an exotic moment without rush, without engines. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. Fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would look at his hands. Those who prepare green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire, victory with no survivors, would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade doing nothing. What I want should not be confused with the total inactivity. Life is what it is about. I want no truck with death. If we were not so single minded about keeping our lives moving and for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. Perhaps the earth can teach us as when everything seems dead, the later proves to be alive. Now I will count up to 12 and you keep quiet and I will go. A very good poem, very nicely written and somewhat easily understood as far as I can guess. The poem sounds simple, does not it? And the message in this poem is also clear, I suppose. Well, still, in order to help you stay with the poem, I have devised 8 signposts that will give you a hint about the essence of this stanza that I am at. These posts are serial wise. The first one is the first stanza rather immediate action called for and the basic action suggested. The second stanza deals with supporting the actions to follow. The third stanza says immediate reward or result. The fourth stanza says hurting others and hurting oneself and the promises of the exotic moment. The fifth the transition. A killer becomes a savior, an enemy becomes a brother. The next one says to be active is to be alive. All work and no play is harmful. Last but one, a strong appeal to the readers to be active in a sensible way. Be aware and be alive. And the last stanza is about learn from the earth how to enjoy rest and respite even when loaded with tons and tons of responsibilities. Now I shall briefly explain the poem stanza by stanza. Please pay attention. Now we will count to 12 and we will all keep quiet. Here the poet is physically present in front of you and he is telling that he is going to count up to 12. This is the first action we have to undertake in order to achieve peace and tranquility. Why 12? Because the number 12 is very important for us in our lives, especially when it comes to the time factor. You see on the clock, 12 numbers are clearly visible on the face of a clock. So that is almost, you can say, half a day if you want to take it as a day, or if you want to take it in minutes, you can take it as 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, according to the movement of the needles. So he says it is only a matter of a short period of time that you need to be a little active. The how you got to be active, he says that all that you have to do is that keep still. Keep still. That's all. And the second stanza is almost supporting the actions that should follow. That is, for once on the face of the earth, let us not speak in any language. Let us stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. He says, let us not speak because speech, we use languages, and languages can create misunderstanding among people because everybody does not speak the same language. So some people may misunderstand you, outsiders, strangers, foreigners, and they may somewhere or other nurture a little enmity with you, and it may just blow up and will result in a big fight. So it is better that we keep quiet. Our mouths should be shut so that no languages are heard all over the world for 1 second. And what is going to happen? We have to keep our arms also at our sides. Arms here he has used as a pun. Pun is a political device again. Pun is here, two meanings are there for arms. Arm is our limb, and another one is weapons. Now, these arms are the most dangerous weapons we have in this world. Our arms can create a lot of trouble, it can create wars, and the arms that we use, weapons that we use, can destroy complete civilization. So, we must not move our arms so much, both the ways, no weapons as well as not our limbs. We must keep them by our side. And the next one he says, you will get some immediate reward or you will see some immediate result of these actions that you happen to complete. Now, it would be an exotic moment. That is the first and foremost thing. That very moment when you are not moving your hands or you are not using your tongue to speak any language, what we are doing is that we are creating an exotic moment on this earth. Very, very interesting moment because we have no rush, we have no loud engines running. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. Altogether, we found some time to be together, and that will be some sudden strangeness. We will be so surprised. How is that we can be so together? How did we manage this? Real magic. Then he goes on to say, we hurt not only ourselves, every second of the day we hurt ourselves, physically or emotionally or mentally or in spiritually. You just name it. We hurt ourselves one way or the other. And also, we go and hurt others also. So, what will happen now when we are quiet and we are not moving our arms so much and we are just observing silence and totally we are still? What happens? The fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales. There are fishermen, they are whalers. They go to the poles where they will catch whales, wonderful mammals, but they catch them for their material advantages. That is a real big sin, but they do it. They butcher them. And also, man gathering salt. A man, for his own survival, he is going to gather salt from the sea or from the rocks. He will have time to examine his hurt hands. He will take a look. What happened to my hands? How are they now? When God sent me into this world, He sent me in one piece, complete. Now I am destroying myself. Look at this. My small finger is no more here. My thumb is almost about to be cut off. All these things are going to happen because of my daily labor and the kind of work I am doing without any break. Then there are other group of people. They are the people those who prepare green wars. Green. It can be chemical also. It can be environmental destruction also because they go on destroying the environment, cutting down trees, etc. And there are some other people doing wars with gas, napalm bomb and all, very dangerous, very dangerous. And wars with fire, just rockets and atom bombs. And what is going to happen with all these kind of activities? Victory with no survivors. That's all. You may come out victorious, but you don't have any survivors left. That is futile. All sorts of wars are futile, useless, senseless. What kind? These people, what will happen to them? They will put on clean clothes. When they got some time, they said today is a total holiday. What will happen? They have full freedom. They will put on clean clothes. Look at that. Symbol is used here. The old clothes, that is the old habits of fighting and destroying, they will shed. They will leave and they will put clean clothes, clothes of peace and tranquility, and they will come out of their homes very happily with a calm mind and join the other people as brothers. No more enemies, no more enmity. They will join them and they will take a cool walk under the shade of the tree. They will do nothing. Nothing means nothing like destroying themselves or destroying others. Now, here is our fifth stanza. We did transition. That means a killer will become a savior and an enemy becomes a brother. Now, when he said in doing nothing, now doing nothing means doing nothing harmful. He did not mean do nothing, just be idle, a couch potato. No, that is not what he meant. What he meant, and he himself makes it very clear to you. What I want should not be confused with a total inactivity. Please don't take my doing nothing as a total inactivity. It is dangerous. Total inactivity also is dangerous as overworking. If you are a, person who goes on a workaholic, they are called, they have to do 24 hours some kind of work. They work. And what will happen? They meet a very untimely death. That is what will happen. So don't misunderstand or don't confuse me. I mean, misunderstand me with a total inactivity. No, that is not what I want. Life is what it is about. Because most of the people are inactive and they don't have good exercises and they their health is miserable. I want no truck with death. I am not at all associated with the death in no manner. No, I don't want to do anything to do with death. And if we were not so single, this is the most important part here. Please pay attention. If we were not so single minded about keeping our lives moving, conditional, if we were not, we are so concentrating on our progress every day, another dollar, another day, another dollar, a new day, a new dollar. That's all what we think about. And we are running like rats all over the places, somewhere or other to earn another dollar and about keeping our lives moving. And for once could do nothing. And for one time you got that precious 1 minute or 1 second free, totally free. You have no worries in your mind and you are totally free physically and mentally. In that case, what is going to happen? Perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. This is the thing. All these problems arise from not understanding ourselves. Why? Because we never got time to introspect and look into ourselves and have some kind of connection with ourselves to understand what exactly we are and where we are from and where we are going. Unless until you have this idea clearly, you are just wasting your life. You are just wasting your life. That is what the poet says. And if you have this understanding, then you will not have to worry about practically inviting death. No, death will come when it will. That is what Julius Caesar said. Death will come when it will. Let it come. But don't go and invite it. So you don't want an immature death or untimely death. Then the last stanza, he is telling, perhaps the earth can teach us. Yes. If you people don't believe me, take a look around and learn something from our own earth. The earth can teach you many things. Just go and stand there and take a look what earth is doing 24 hours a day. It is doing marvelous job. You will be surprised. But apparently it will seem that the earth is dead. It is totally still. It is totally inactive. It is doing nothing. But as a matter of fact, it is very, very busy. At the same time, Earth knows how to take rest, how to take rest and respite even when loaded with tons and tons of responsibilities. That is what Earth is all about. Earth knows how to discharge this huge volume of duties and responsibilities at the same time. Take rest also. This is what we had to learn from the earth. So, this is all what the poet wanted to say, and finally, again, he comes to his request. Now I will count up to 12, and you keep quiet, and I will go. That's it. That means the mission will be completed successfully. In case you people, all of you, only up to 12, counting up to 12 from 1 to 12, if you people can keep quiet and don't move your arms here and there and just introspect and enjoy the result of it. Simply enjoy the result. Inaction does not mean total inertia. No, no, no. That also will bring untimely death. Just like overworking, running after one goal after another goal, sometimes multitasking. All these kind of things are harmful. So you must strike a balance between your duties and responsibilities and rest. Rest. You have to rest. And that rest time you must utilize to introspect. That way you will lead not only a calm and peaceful life, the whole world will experience peace and tranquility. This is the message that the poet wants to send out through this poem. It's a beautiful poem, very, very beautiful poem. I'm really very happy to go through this today and hope you guys also got an extra point or two out of my lecture this morning. I shall post the questions and answers as well as the extract for explanation soon in my next video. Till then, take care. Thank you for being here. And by the way, you may like to subscribe this channel, like, share, or like to be notified, or maybe you like to put one or two comments right at the bottom. Go ahead. I will see you in